Hello, guys. This is Shahid from the Blossom Group here. We're on Good Friday, moving towards Easter. Great time to analyze and think about sacrifice, think about good tidings, also thinking about hopes, aspirations, which is very, very important, and also thinking about things that are happening throughout the world, and particularly in the United Kingdom when we look at cost of living. Later on today, I will send out some more information about cost of living. Cost of living is a term we use, but when we really start thinking, especially the people we serve, including ourselves sometimes as well, is how difficult it is to manage with the small paltry amounts of money that we're getting, including those people who might be working. So what might have been a huge amount a few years ago isn't that huge. And for those people, particularly managing on a small pension, on a small, let's say, personal pension, or it might be PIP or other benefits, I just don't understand sometimes how people are able to manage. It's so difficult. So if we go into a local shop, let's say the Tesco's or Lidl, and we buy things, normally, even if we buy very small things, we still end up paying maybe more than £20. And we have to remember our benefits at best are just over £90 and £70 if you're a bit younger. So I'll go through that later on, but it's worth contemplating how difficult it is for people, particularly on benefits, and also people who are working, because we know the vast majority of the people we serve and out in the community are those people who are struggling. I had a very nice conversation with a minicab driver the other day, and it's fascinating that how much money they are spending just to maintain their professionalism as a minicab driver. So think of insurance, think of the English test, think of the various tests they have to do throughout the year. Think of uh, renting the car or buying the car. So if you're buying an electric car and it's got to be quite new, so it can't be old, we're looking at the best part of 28 to £40,000 a year, or £40,000 as a lump sum, and then obviously you've got to pay amounts per year. And if it's rented, then you've got to pay £140 to £180 a week to the people you rented it from. Then you've got the insurance, then you've got the expenses, and then you've got almost a fight between the various organizations that are providing you the customers. And because it's so competitive, what we find is lots of people are struggling. Minicab drivers, I've got lots of praise and hopes for you because it's so difficult, and I can't understand how it's possible to make ends meet. These are the real life values. People always think, oh, they must be earning a lot, because we have this thought in our mind that it's always attacking someone who's less than us. We always punch down. We're not interested in very rich people and what they're doing. It's always about, if we're suffering, then we're going to hit someone who's going to be below us, and that's very important to recognize as well. Credit to those wonderful minicab drivers, guys. I just don't know how you cope. It's so difficult. My prayers are always with you. My thoughts are always with you. And if we can help, I mean, we need to think how we can support those essential workers. These were essential workers who were there throughout COVID as well. So they didn't just stop their trade. Their trade suffered, and it's very difficult. The same as people who are in restaurants, people who are working throughout what is essential services, including the NHS, including health. Um, to me, health is very important, and to our communities, particularly care workers who go out of their way. These were the people who were unsupported during the COVID period. There's always, oh, we were all one community and we supported each other. I think that's a blatant lie. I think what used to happen is we supported each other as different communities. We didn't get any extra help from outside. I can't remember any financial support for care workers. Care workers went out there, put their lives at risk, and they suffered. And in many cases, they still do, because they go out there and do what people think as mundane jobs, which I think the most important job. Mundane job, I think, is banker. What's a what's a banker going to bring to our community? These rich jobs are the mundane jobs. The ones that are essential are the ones done by local communities, and often done by diverse communities, ethnic minority communities, who go out there and really struggle and do these things. So let's put things into perspective. So these are the people who make Britain work. These are the people who make things happen. These are the ones who change things and change society. So it's important to recognize who the real hardworking people, and I include every single community in that, including the British hardworking communities who are often ostracized, and then they make ethnic minority scapegoats because they're told that, oh, these are the villains in the piece, but the villains in the piece always get away with it. So we need to understand that we need to expose the villains in the piece. We also need to identify and think about why this is happening. I've worked with people for many, many years, and I've got to be really honest. Apart from very few people, even when I was at school and college, apart from very few people who have been so-called successful with regard to how much they earn, the vast majority of the people are still stuck where they were stuck many, many years ago. You're a worker, you go out and work, you struggle. If you fall ill, you don't get any sickness pay. You're going through all those things, which then affect you, your family, the children that you bring up, and we're creating a cycle. And people, particularly from working class communities, ethnic minority communities, we're all the same. We're facing the same sort of issues. Not to say that people who are slightly richer than that are not facing the same struggles. I think we've created a larger group of people who we might identify as working class, because there's a big disparity. We might have a middle class, but now it's more, I think it's very divisional, and it's what we've ended up is with very rich and very poor. And there's not much in the middle, and it's really and people are struggling. And that's very, very important to recognize. The struggle of people is why we as Blossom Group have started, why I have spent most of my life working to see if we can support those particular groups, and see how we can support each other. And why I say those particular groups, because I'm part of that particular group. I suffer the same things that people suffer. I understand what pain is like. I understand when you struggle to put food on the table. I understand how it might be for different communities, and I understand how it can be for men, and I understand how it can be for women, and the struggles that we go through. So we need to understand that people who are struggling are the ones who are heroes. You are all fantastic heroes. If you're going through struggles and doing things and still finding that you're still unable to make ends meet, we need to work together and do something together. So thank you.